Natikaitana mose. Ingazipaya. That was a breath. Okay.
You. Don't be stupid. Huh? You think I'm foolish? You want to play with me? You don't know me, I can be as cunning as a crocodile. Who's your emotion? Huh? Where do you go? Huh? You don't want to tell me?
Outside. And outside we shall be singing goodbye, hi dear CJ. We shall never forget you. Although you are very far away, we shall never forget.
Zaplezek. Oi, Asha, c'est quoi ta stratégie? Ayauza last time unakuwa nifuta ankaniache. Ndio ndo strategy.
Bobo. Hayo mafuta hiyo. Wana Asha.
Wangunde.
Bali huyu kambio chichi. Ndio kutia kwenda malipi ya shari.
So, ili sisi tunafanya. Wewe una pale.
Since you didn't expect the overwhelming response, I was in Chingola performing with the classic band, and I saw the video on TV on television. I was like, what? The next time I'm coming out, Sister D. I was like, how do I manage? Wow. You know, you get on a bus. I mean, we're using a bus. The conductor is busy calling people. Hey, Ngenani, your Sister D, we're in bus. How am I going to handle this? Wow. You know.
It is the time you've been waiting for, the news on Bmtv channel 114 on your top study decoders. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and as well as you can stream on our website, that is www.bmtvzambia.com. Now let me take you through the stories that are making headlines this evening. Man buried alive by quarry dust dies on Great East Road. UNIP leadership wrangle deepens over alleged illegal rent collections. Material residents welcome new mini civic center. In international news, Muslim worshippers enter final days of this year's Hajj pilgrimage in Mecca. And in sports news, Copa Princesses touch down in Lubumbashi. Well, to present the news in detail, my name is Sontwa. Yesterday's evening, the 27th of May 2026, saw a tragic accident which occurred and claimed the life of a man along the Great East Road in Lusaka after he was allegedly buried alive by quarry dust discharged from a tipper truck between Charleston and Kaunda Square. We've got details in the following report.
A tragic incident occurred last night, the 27th of May 2026, along the Great East Road between Charleston and Kaunda Square in Lusaka after a tipper truck carrying quarry dust reportedly lost control. According to eyewitnesses, the truck is believed to have developed a mechanical fault, forcing the driver to attempt avoiding a more serious road accident. Witnesses say in the process, the driver allegedly engaged the offloading gear, causing a large heap of quarry dust to suddenly spill onto the roadside where a passerby was walking.
Stika pa umuntu amabisa kanti sister wakhe opposite so structure sinabona kwani so popinda mu so ndikina kwa chamtengera ku motsi mali so swap amagezi bazozirungisa bamene abamwanira bamasungisa kati bamutsimayiza
The victim was reportedly buried alive under the quarry dust and died on spot. The shocking incident attracted scores of residents and motorists who gathered at the scene as efforts were made to retrieve the body from beneath the pile of dust. Witnesses further stated that the body remained trapped for some time before it was eventually retrieved yesterday evening on the 27th of May 2026. The police and other relevant authorities had not yet issued an official statement on the matter by broadcast time. Reporting for BMTV News, this is Son Twa.
Well, from that sad story, we move to another story. The United National Independent Party, UNIP faction, has accused rival members of illegally masquerading as party leaders and collecting rentals from UNIP properties. In a statement issued today, Acting Secretary General Reverend Alfred Banda said that the Henry Muyoba-led executive remains the legitimate leadership recognized by the Registrar of Societies. Reverend Banda says that the party has resolved to support the ruling party and President Hakainde Hichilema in the August 13 general elections. He further alleged that the expelled members recently attempted to hold what he termed an illegal congress in Lusaka without police clearance. The faction also claimed that the rival group illegally collected over 30 million kwacha in rentals from UNIP properties between 2023 and 2026.
On behalf of the party president and the general membership of UNIP, I would like to inform the nation through you that the United National Independence Party, UNIP, is legitimately led by Lieutenant Colonel Henry Muyoba, retired, a fact that is supported by the current records at the Registrar of Societies. The authentic Colonel Muyoba led top brass members of the Central Committee and the 10 provincial chairpersons who are members of the Central Committee unanimously resolved to go into an alliance with the UPND, and subsequently the full secretariat meeting further resolved to back, support and canvass votes for the current head of state, who is the UPND flag bearer, His Excellency Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, in the August 13th polls. This decision was communicated to the general public at our last press briefing and remains the official position of UNIP. Anyone else, or indeed any group of people who may present themselves as UNIP presidential candidates should be ignored and condemned with the contempt they deserve.
Well, from politics, we move to one community story. Residents of Matero constituency have expressed excitement following the completion of the Matero Mini Civic Center by the Lusaka City Council at a cost of over 1.9 million kwacha. The facility, which is a part of the council's decentralization program, is expected to ease access to municipal services and reduce congestion at the main civic center in Lusaka. Once more, we've got a report.
Residents of Matero constituency have welcomed the completion of Matero Mini Civic Center by the Lusaka City Council, describing the development as a major step towards improving access to public services. The council says that the facility was constructed at a total cost of 1,979,905.40 using internally generated revenue. The Matero Mini Civic Center is one of the 4 centers structured alongside the Lusaka Central, Kanyama and Kavwata Mini Civic Centers at a combined cost of 10,575,746 kwacha. The mini civic centers are aimed at decentralizing municipal services and bringing them closer to communities in order to improve service delivery, enhance operational efficiency, and reduce congestion at the main civic center in Lusaka's central business district. Some Matero residents expressed delight over the construction of the facility, stating that it will reduce the burden and transport cost of traveling from Matero to the main civic center in town to access council services.
8 months. Thank you for coming. At least if I was wondering after the program after lunch, so thank you so much.
They also demanded for the death certificate for my father. So for us just to correct that one from that side, because of the queue that we used to face, it took about 3 days.
At least. Meanwhile,
the Ward Development Committee has described the facility as a game changer that will improve service accessibility and contribute to community development in the area.
28 in Matero constituency in Lusaka. So WDC is actually dealing with development. Yes, we are a link. We are actually a substructure of the local government. But we're a link between the local government and the people at the bottom. So the mini substation which has been built, to us it has actually come at the right time. Right time in the sense that people used to spend a lot, in order to get the services, from here to Civic Center and also back. But now, these services actually come at their doorstep. So it's actually coming in alignment with the decentralization policy of the government. I know it's still a skeleton, a structure. I know not every department is functioning, but I think it's actually the step actually in the right direction.
Well, this facility that you're seeing behind me has been rated as a game changer by most of the residents in this area, for it will reduce some burdens for them to travel from this area to the main civic center in town. Most of our communities are calling for such initiatives to be implemented so that development can be spotted in each and every constituency of this country. While reporting for Bmtv News, this is Son Twa.
Well, from that community story, let's see what we have in as far as governance issues are concerned. A governance expert, David Nyirenda, says political violence will prevent the country from moving forward as it prevents new entrants into the political scene. Mr. Nyirenda, who is also aspiring for mayoral candidate for Lusaka City, says that this especially affects youths and women despite calls for them to have increased participation in decision-making in the country. Well, we move to another story here. The Anti-Corruption Commission has arrested and charged 3 officials from the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock for corruption involving over 8.8 million kwacha in connection with ongoing investigation into the Sustainable Livestock Infrastructure Management Project SLIMP loan. According to Ms. Chilufya Chisanga, Acting Head of Corporate Communications, the arrest relates to the ongoing probe into the gross misappropriation of part of the $10 million project funds intended for the SLIMP. Ms. Chisanga identified the suspects as Grace Lungu, a principal livestock production officer, Trayoba Hanyombo, a senior livestock production officer, and Kabemba Mwambilwa, an assistant director. She said Ms. Lungu, 47, of Lilai area in Lusaka, has been charged with 16 counts of fraudulent false accounting contrary to Section 326A and B of Chapter 87 of the Penal Code. The charges relates to the false impressed retirements amounting to 750,320.52 kwacha, while she allegedly purported the funds received from the SLIMP account had been utilized for the intended purpose when in fact not. Well, we go for our first set of commercials. We'll be back with international news. Stay tuned.
You look miserable. Are you okay?
I'm pregnant.
What?
Compliments of the season 2 too. What is this?
Divorce papers. You have kept me childless. And you want me to stop?
Here I am thinking I am a sinner. And I want to see the Messiah, but what happened to this woman in the picture? You spend the whole day wrapping my woman up in a tank. So do you think I buy this as decorations?
I know you think I'm the cause of this. Believe me. I'm 100% okay.
What are you doing? Come on, please. What is this?
You don't wear them.
But those are still mine. How could you? Do you love her that much to humiliate me to such an extent? You refer to me as a whore.
So it's true you can get someone out of the ghetto, but you can't get the ghetto out of their mind.
That man who comes here will soon know why he should have stayed home and not here.
You are the reason why.
Well, I do appreciate for you staying with us. Now let me drive you straight into global news. Thousands of Muslims pilgrims continued on Thursday to perform the annual Hajj pilgrimage rituals in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. On the second day of the Al-Adha, pilgrims prayed at dawn and circled the cube-shaped structure of the holiest site in Islam, the Kaaba, which lies at the center of Mecca's Grand Mosque. Pilgrims also visited the sprawling Jamarat complex in Mina, chanting Allah Akbar or God is great. In English, they threw pebbles at a pillar in a ritual seen as a symbolic stoning of the devil. We monitored African News with the details.
Muslim worshippers in Saudi Arabia circling the Kaaba on Thursday, one of the rituals in the annual Hajj pilgrimage. The holiest site in Islam, the Kaaba lies at the center of Mecca's Grand Mosque. Pilgrims also go to Mina to throw pebbles at a pillar, symbolizing stoning the devil. The final days of the Hajj coincide with Eid al-Adha, the feast of sacrifice. One of the 5 pillars of Islam, the Hajj, is performed over several days. A chance to seek God's forgiveness, it's required once in a lifetime of every Muslim who can afford it and is physically able. According to Saudi authorities, more than 1.5 million people participated in this year's pilgrimage.
Now, French lawmakers in lower house of parliament on Thursday adopted a bill to repeal the 17th century law that governed enslaved people across France's colonies. In a symbolic and a long-awaited move, the National Assembly unanimously voted to approve the bill, repealing the Code Noir or Black Code. Once more, we monitored African News.
French lawmakers have taken a historic step in confronting their country's slave trading past. In Paris on Thursday, the National Assembly unanimously voted to repeal the Code Noir, a 17th century decree that once defined enslaved Africans as property and laid out brutal rules for life and punishment in France's colonies. This bill does not claim to erase history, nor to single-handedly heal the wounds of history. 25 years after the Taubira Law, which recognizes the slave trade and slavery as crimes against humanity, this bill aims to take a new step to make a powerful act of remembrance, justice, and recognition by formally repealing the Code Noir and all the texts that stem from it. Because to be born from the matrix of crime is something dizzying.
De vertigineux.
Among black French citizens in from the Caribbean island of Martinique, a former French colony which became a French department in 1946, the reactions mix recognition and delusionment. For Rodrigue Petitot, the head of a movement for the protection of Afro-Caribbean people and resources, this vote reveals a sad reality. It is truly absurd to only consider the repeal or cancellation of the Black Card in 2026, but it also reveals a sad reality given our history. The Beckers, which is wealthy white descendants of colonists and slave owners who dominated Martinique's economy, were compensated when slavery was abolished and black people were not. This shows that the abolition of the slavery never truly happened for us. It was all just talks. It demonstrates that those who have always complained about it are still feeling enslaved are right, because even the laws don't follow the promises. Slavery was abolished in France in 1848, which had a significant slave trade, shipping more than 1 million Africans to colonies in the Americas and other regions.
Well, we go for another break. We'll be back with sports news. Be here.
Now look at where we are. We are about to lose a lot of money.
I thought we were supposed to be fighting this battle as brothers, as family, and not be divided.
Are we the family that shoot first and ask questions later? Father never wanted me. He disowned me.
Hey,
Even Aunt Eliza. Yes, Aunt Eliza was one of the people that cooked for Dad.
We have a problem.
What is it?
The inspectors connected Elizabeth to the death of my brother.
Leave Kondwani to me. I'll handle him.
What is this? Those are your divorce papers.
What if it is true? What if someone did kill my father?
So I was right. My father was murdered.
Thank you so much for staying with us. And now we go straight into the world of sports. Now, the Zambia Under-17 women's national team has safely arrived in Lubumbashi ahead of the Sunday's crucial return leg against DRC Congo and Morocco 2026 FIFA World Cup second round qualifier. The Copper Princesses head into the encounter with confidence after a dominant 5-0 victory in the first leg and will be aiming to finish the job and secure progression to the next round. Kickoff is set for Sunday in Lubumbashi as Zambia continues its quest for a place at the Morocco 2026 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup.
We're preparing for the second leg psychologically because physically we won the game at home, and 5-0 win is a comfortable lead, so to say. But football being what it is, tables overturn when players get complacent and overexcited, lose focus. So we've been working on the mental aspect with the girls, telling them that the game is not yet over, and we still have 90 minutes to prove our worth. We know that as we go to Congo, the Congolese will come on us very strong because they really want to overturn the tables. Besides the physical game itself, there'll be a lot of mind games being played on us, but our girls need to be strong and be focused. And even as they're on the pitch, they need to know that we still have a long way to go, and it's out of hard work and focus that we'll be able to get the desired results. So,
well, we close our news bulletin tonight, but before we do so, a recap of these stories that made news this evening. Man buried alive by quarry dust dies on Great East Road. UNIP leadership wrangle depends over alleged illegal rent collections. Material residents welcome new mini civic center. In international news, Muslim worshippers enter final days of this year's Hajj pilgrimage in Mecca. And in sports news, the Copa Princesses touch down in Lubumbashi. Well, that's a news bulletin that we prepared for you this evening. On behalf of the production team, Mr. Douglas Tembanda on transmission, Mr. Aldrich and Mr. Jackson on camera 1 and 2. News in the newsroom, Ruth Msakabantu, our news editor, Temwani Nkata. This has been Sonto Morris Nkala says, "Come on, for watching and keep it BMTV."
Abeni abalelo bashima pepo babufi baputi bamapiete bakabepa bwiminime in the name of Jesus bakabepa standizo aba bashima pepo ala china nabona ule fyupo fyabeni amayanda yonse nayo na ikobu fibweka bweka umuntu aletula nababike imiseke kuntashira bari amukutulenda makunganda takulifya kulya abulenda maya tula ma basket active shima pepo ale wina lensha ne myotoka shima pepo ale kula ena takula tula fienda lama iweta ukula yo kabiringa mwatula sana elo le sala mipale fingi nomba ifingi fyalafu makuipantule yo le tulila shima pepo mwe bantu bakwale sala isukeni ya menso abenge abalumendo tabayana kuko kuma Bible College ulanda tikuya kusambile evo theology takwaba tabayako bapanga fya imafya tinebo pastor as long as na ishwe chisungu chitarine chipine cha konka po akomeka neshiu nishima pepo elonga bale pitaba shima pepo na babeta ne sapato na ka jacket ero ba atemwa maslim fit kaidi abakashana pali slim fit pa posa mezo gutinga apili bukachi bana na koto
Zambia is one of the countries that is really slugging in terms of their commercial power into some of this. We can't compare ourselves to Nigeria. No. We can't compare ourselves to South Africa. Even Rwanda. More reason why it's been very difficult to even monetize our social media platforms. If you look at it, we are 22 million. Rwanda is 14 million. Rwanda is monetized. We are not monetized. Now, people don't understand. The artists go out there, they're making noise. Hey, why is government to us? No, it's simple. The last project we did together, okay, and I was telling some young ones, I was like, I want you to learn certain things from Pakeni. When it's coming to a scene, no matter how many, the bulk of lines he has to bring out, he has mastered the art of understanding and making sure that everything that he says, there's diction and it's within the framework. When I was on Zuba, one of the most professional people, I will use the word profession, is Mwaka. Mwaka is very good. Yes. Now, I've picked on Mwaka because Mwaka was basically carrying that show, and she knew every time she went on set to say, I'm here to be directed. I'm not here to bring out the ego. And executive producers, I always love to say, executive producers are the most petty people I can ever think. And it just comes to you. It's a disease that comes. They want me to go and shoot a film in Misses with kids, Pachala, and with flies, and say, now this is Zambia. No. I'm not going to tell that sort of story. So exactly. Okay? Yeah. Don't we have Zambians using guns now, shooting themselves? Yeah, we do. I'm still hurt that someone out there, or some people out there, had to shut down or turned down the film fund without researching on it. When in the actual sense, they, the same ones, are the ones that approved the film policy. And the film fund is one of the biggest factors embedded within the film policy. And hearing them shutting it down actually showed how down they were.